it directly where it is, and I'll let them do it. But over here on this side of the cemetery is Mary Grimes. Oh, there she is. She's right here. Oh, of course she is. And Mary Grimes was my great aunt. And Mary and Jack Grimes, for those of you that don't know, homesteaded way up Foss Road, owned a big farm up there, and were kind enough to take their nephew in hard times. And that was my dad. So I was going through some stuff recently of my dad's, and I found this cigar box that had a bunch of my son's photos in it. And I almost gave it away, but I said, no, I'll give him the photos, I'm going to keep the box. So I took the photos out, and under it were my dad's enrollment papers, his hard shell, David, tell me if I get this right, hard shell card from when he first, Shellback, his shellback card from when he was, went through the Neptune ceremony for crossing the equator. So I found all these really great things. But what I learned that I didn't know before, and I don't even know how many of her children know this, and there are some of them here, my Auntie Mame sat down and my dad begged her to sign his papers so he could join World War II. And as I understand it, it took some talking, but he managed to convince her. And she signed the papers that allowed him to enlist in the Navy. And being a sailor became a huge part of who my dad was. What I didn't know until I found that cigar box was he was 15 years old. It's true. And while he didn't die in service to our country, he was never the same kid who left. The man who came back was subjected to things that no 15, 16-year-old should ever be subjected to. But he was also proud of that. And although his service in war eventually killed him because he died of lung cancer, a cigarette habit that he picked up at 15 years old on the deck of a carrier, he's not considered, to have died at war. But everything that my dad believed in came from having fought in that war. And as and I don't want to see too many shaking heads going up and down, but as a kid, I wasn't known for being the best kid in our family. I might have been the black sheep. And back in the 60s, when my brother came back from Vietnam, falling in the gutter alcoholic, and my cousin came back with only one lung, I was mad, and I didn't like it. So I was one of those hippie peace freaks that went out there and protested against the war in Vietnam. However, I am incredibly proud of my brother who served there and all my family who served. And I really struggled with that. And my dad looked at me and said, I fought in 2 wars for your right to say what you believe in, to stand up for who you want to be, as long as you're being good to your community and your others around you. I fought for your right to have your say. So for every vet here, for every person who served at home while our guys were away, I'm just here to say thank you, because I am incredibly proud of who I am and where I come from and why I turned out to be the way I am. And it's a lot about this community. There are people here I've known my whole life, and I want to say thank you. Thank you to the Grimeses for taking my dad in. Thanks to Nehalem for welcoming him back. And thanks to all of you for being here today. So, and moving ahead with our program,